Give me some moment. Yes. So, good morning to all. In this session, basically, we will try to cover uh, if we have an Excel file. If we have an Excel file, hope I'm audible to all. You can go to chat box and you can just type yes. So I'll unmute to all. So if we have existing file like Excel, maybe Excel file may be in the form of .csv or maybe .xls, then how we can deal such a file which is inbuilt in our system, not in RStudio. If it is RStudio, if the file is in RStudio, then we know how to access those files and rest thing we can work on that. But if that file, Excel file and CSV file is in our system, in our computer, in our laptop, then how we can import such a file? And once we can import it in RStudio, the rest part will be similar to your last lecture. There is no problem at all. Okay. So first of all, we will see how this Excel file works and how we can understand. So before I start the dealing about how to what is XLS, what is the CSV, let me read this question first. Okay, and if possible, you can write it down in short. Okay, in short, take. I hope everybody made a book for paper, whatever you call 1, 2, 3, 4. And just take down these questions, because once we move to the R, then it is difficult to like switching from one page to another page. So here I am using the file which is loan.xls file. Okay, so using loan.xls. Now they are not mentioning you access from here. Okay, that means this data is, this file is available with me in my system, in my computer. Okay, and I have to import it. Okay, so in examination these files are given to you until they will not mention, that access the file from R. Okay, so if it is mentioned this, that means it is not given. But if it is mentioned using this file, that means this data is given to you, this file is available with you. Okay, I hope everybody is writing these questions. Plot the following graphs and diagrams. Okay, you have to plot the diagrams and graphs both. First one is simple bar diagram, so you can use just short form SB, or you can just simple bar diagram for variable purpose. So even if you just write simple bar diagram for purpose, it is okay, because question is understood. Simple bar diagram for purpose. Now if you see this, they have nothing mentioned. They have nothing mentioned. They just mention simple bar diagram to plot for purpose. Nothing like you have to add labels, you have to add titles, you have to fill some color, we have to do, nothing is mentioned. That means we have to do all basic condition for simple bar plot, which we have seen, and I think we have discussed so many times about that, right? So by default you have to add labels, by default you have to add titles, by default you have to add colors. Okay, so that is, I think, understood it to everyone. Next one, multiple bar plot of purpose of a loan, means you have to make a plot of this one, this variable purpose of loan, and credibility versus count of customers. Okay, So this is my variable, and in my variable I have these two variables inside, for which you have to do comparison. So if I give the example of temperature, then we have seen the temperature is our variable, and in that temperature we have a two another variable. You can call variable, you can call factor, that is maximum minimum. Okay, so similarly here we have a credibility and count of customers. So similarly it's maximum minimum, like that. Okay, but the variable is this. Okay, we have to give the multiple bar plot for purpose of loan, and we are comparing these two variables inside that. I hope everybody is writing. Then third one is histogram of credit amount. So you can see this is the credit amount is a variable. Credit amount is a variable. See, this is the just a variable. Okay, we have to see in our data, how this variable is coded there. Okay, but variable is understood, it is a credit amount. Then we have a bin width is 1000, color we have a light blue with title and labels. Now see, they have mentioned everything here. They have mentioned everything. Color of, this is the color of maybe outline, not filling color, with the title and with the labels. Labels means you have to fill x axis, y axis, that is all labels. Title means we are already knowing what is title. Okay, just understand. Then we have a next is box plot of credit plot. Box plot of, next is box plot of again credit amount, and color it according to credibility. Now we have to give color, we have to give color according to credibility. Okay, so according to this variable we have to fill the color. See, they have not mentioned the color, but they are saying you fill this color according to credibility, okay, of the customer, and with title, with labels. So again they are mentioning you have to fill the titles and labels. Then we have a frequency polygon. So you have to fill the frequency, we have to draw the frequency polygon of credit amount, and its color according to again credibility of customers with title. So again the colors we are filling the same. Okay, and again scatter plot of credit amount versus age, because scatter plot for the bivariate data. So we are already knowing for the bivariate data. So that is the credit amount versus age. Okay, so these two variables you have to consider, and again you have to color it according to the credibility of the customers with the title and labels. So I think this is the entire questions. So I hope you have written in short. So I'll just skip this first. I'll stop sharing and I'll share the file. Now if you see this, I have uploaded this file. If you are able to see this, this is the university practical data for the students. This is uploaded in Canvas. Okay, I will show you it is where it is uploaded. If we have gone through the front home page, in home page it is TYBSc syllabus, then TYBSc applied syllabus, and below that there is a data file. Okay, below that there is a data file. So once you click on data, you will be redirected with directly this folder. Okay, so in that folder you have a list of files where you will be get the final practicals. Maybe these practicals having you can, may I say that, like all, not all practical is there, but whatever practical is there for being you can use. With solution key is also there. Solution key is just for your reference. Okay, solution key is just for reference. It is not exactly same as the question which is asked. Okay, just you have to run it, you have to verify, and then you have to write it down using this. Don't copy as it is given in the solution key. Okay, because it may happen there is some error, or it may happen the path is different. I'll tell you what is the path, and more thing I will tell you. Okay, so we are dealing with, first of all, loan file. Now you can see here I have two file here, loan data. If you are able to let me zoom it if it is possible. Yeah, I hope you can visible now. So this is the uh, loan data, and here we have again loan data. This is the loan data, correct? One file with loan data, and here we have written here A. If you see, it is written A. Okay, so this is your CSV file, and if you see this one, this is the loan data. This is your XLS file. This is your XLS file. If nothing is written, that is XLS file. If there is written A, that means it is CSV. CSV file is basically, it's a comma separated file. I'll show you what is the difference you found in both the cases. In Excel, you will find all rows and columns, but in CSV file, you'll be seen terms of commas. Okay, so the difference between these two. So in this session, I will try to cover how you convert any Excel file with CSV file. Because sometimes what happen, you have given XLS file, and you have to use CSV file, and you have to perform it. Sometimes they will tell you we have XLS file directly. Abhi, in this scenario, they have mentioned you have loan.xls file, right? That means this file you have to use. But sometimes if they will mention like we have a loan.csv file, so you have to convert it that in terms of CSV file, and you have to perform. So that we will how it works, that we will see first. And I stop share. Just give me a second. Where it is? Yes. Yeah. So first I'll open this. That is your loan XLS file. It will take few seconds. Then can you able to see this Excel file which I have just opened now? Yeah. So this is actually your loan file, loan.xls file. Okay. So you have a huge amount of data now. So now we're going to work on huge amount of data. So you can see how many rows and columns are there. So you can directly work on RStudio, but I'm just showing you. We have, I think, 101. That means 1000, because one will be your head, right? One will be your head. Means heading will be the first one. Heading will be the first one. So if you just press Control and down button, you'll be see my arrow where I'm actually. If I press Control and down button, I will go directly last one. If I press Control plus up button, means in your keyboard there is 4 button: up, down, left, right. If you can able to understand me, then if you just press Control and up button, you'll be goes up. If you press Control plus down button, you will goes directly down. Okay, so instead of scrolling, you can go directly with the keyboard. Okay, so you can directly how many rows and how many columns are there. Okay, and if you press Control plus right button, you'll be go to directly last. You can go to directly last means how many columns are there, you can find. If you just press Control plus left button, you'll be come to directly your first one. Okay, so basically I'm interested on first row of first column, that means first entry, what first cell number 11, A1. So this is something basics of Excel. Now what you have to do here, you have to save this file in the format of, so if you just click on save as, just save as. So once you click on save as, you have to give your path. Wherever you want to give your path, you can give it, no problem. Okay. So suppose I have given this path only where my file is saved. What you have to do here, after giving the path, suppose you want to save on desktop, you can just give a desktop. Now you can see here there is a lone file, and below that there is a type of save as type. Save as type. Okay. So the save as type is very important here. Okay. So this save as type is very important. Why it is important? From here only you can convert your data into CSV. Okay. So what you have to do here now, just click on here. You'll get so many options here, right? Like you can give Excel binary. You'll be seeing here maybe that PDF file. PDF file is you're already knowing that, right? But we want CSV file. So there is an option called CSV file. So click on CSV file and click on save. Okay, click on save. So once you save it, see what it's saying now. They will ask you here, some features are not compatible in CSV. Okay, so do you want to keep the worksheet in format? Say yes. Say yes. After saying yes, now you close this file. Close this file. So again they want to ask you whether you want to save it. Say no. Always remember. So if you say again yes, it will again save it. So this process will always continue. So say no now. In this scenario, you say no. So you will be out of the screen. You will be the out of screen. Okay. Now that file which I have saved it, that is on desktop. So now if you see my desktop, I'll share my desktop. So you can able to see that file. Where is desktop? Just give me a minute. Are you able to see my screen? Desktop screen? I hope you can able to see it. Desktop. Okay. So you can see at the bottom, I have here this file, which is now in the format of A. Now in the format of A. This is loan underscore data, which is in a form of A. A means it is now converted to, and if you just see here bottom also, if you just click on that particular file, in below that we have here they are mentioning it is a Microsoft XLS comma separated value file. Means one way is that you can notation is there, but if you get confused with notations, you can read it. Once you just move your cursor from one app to another app, they will tell you what is the path, what is the file name. Okay, so if you just you can see this, so they will tell you it is a Word file. If you just go to here, it will tell you it is a comma separate file, so you will be identified. Now see, this is my comma separate file, and this is my again one Excel file, some other file. So they will tell you it is 97 Excel 97 2000 worksheet. So it is actually my Excel file, but this is my comma separated file. So this is the one thing which you have to understand thoroughly first of all. Okay, thoroughly. Otherwise, it is very difficult to import your file from one platform to other platforms. Okay, so this is the how you can convert your any file or any Excel file from one path to another. This is the one thing. Now I'll share my screen for R. Okay, I hope you can able to see the screen for that. Yes. So questions we have already seen how it works. Okay. So now what you have to do here? Now if you see here, right top, there is one option is there, import dataset. Import dataset. Now this import dataset what it does, it will directly import your data. So if I just click on this particular import dataset, so just see on the my screen now. So if I just click on here, it will ask you from where you want to import the data. So if you want to import the data from Excel, you can click on Excel. Okay. So if you just click on Excel, now in your software, it will ask you some package to be installed first. Okay. So if you have internet connectivity, you say yes and install it. In my, it is not showing because I have already installed. Okay. Now what you have to do here, this is the Excel file. Okay. So I have to browse the Excel file. So one way is that you can directly go to your path and you can select that where you have saved your file, and you can click on that. You can take that file and you can import it. So suppose this is my file and I'm just importing the data. This is the about Excel. I'm talking about Excel now. I'm not talking about CSV. So once you browse the path, you can see the path will be look like this. E uh, left slash, this is your path. Okay, and your data will be look like this. See, these are the variables and these are the number of rows and columns, and below that there is the option called import. You just click on import button, automatically your file will be your executed and your file will be get directed to new tab. If you see, automatically new tab is open here. New tab is open. Okay, and if you see this command, it executed directly. It executed. So this is the command executed directly. A library read access, matlab read directly your XLS file. XLS file automatically read, and you have a read underscore XLS, and this is the path. This is the path of for the particular file where you have saved directly. So it will directly take because you have browsed that file. You have browsed your file. But what happened? This is a one way of importing the file. Okay. But if it is CSV file, so whether it will take or not. Okay. So for CSV file, you can just work on. But instead of working that, what I did, I have written the command like this. Okay. So I'm just giving the A. A is my data file name. Okay. Or one can write loan data, whatever variable you wanted to write, you write, no problem. A read.csv. Read.csv. See, in the question they have mentioned, uh, you can just take loan.xls file. Using loan.xls file, you have to work. These are the following sub questions. Okay. So one way is that you can directly work on that using this import data set. And further question you can simplify, no problem. But if the data is given CSV file, directly CSV file is given to you. Okay. So in that scenario, one can convert it again XLS files if you are not expert, or if you are expert, you can go with directly using this command. So instead of here read underscore XLS, you can use read underscore CSV. So read underscore CSV, and this is the path. This is the path of your data set. Now if you see this path is exactly similar to this path, but you can see the difference here. Here I am using some other slash, here I am using the backslash with double slash. Okay, so in cs in your dot csv, you have to always use this sign. For excel there is some another criteria. This is the other criteria. Okay, so this is some difference between these and these, but most probably uh, the many references book you will find this syntax. Okay, so I suggest you can go for this syntax always. Now from where you can get this path, the question is that. Okay, from where you will be get this path, that is a very important question. Okay, so let me see if I'm able to drag it that file or not. So if I drag it, if possible, then just give me a second. No, it will not work. Okay. Okay. Just give me some second. I'll just zoom out. I hope you can able to see the uh, actual code, because I just zoom out this code. So how the question is that how you can get the path. Okay, this is the questions where I am now right now. Okay, this is the question. So one way is that you can just get that path. You can go directly. You can use XLS, or you can use here Control R. Okay, you can use Control R. If you are, I think you cannot able to see this. Let me tell you if it is possible. Just give me a second. So question is how to get the path. How to get the path. Okay. So see what you have to do here. You can just go to here, Windows button, and type run. Type run here. If you just type run here, browse it, and select your path. So suppose my path is in D drive in software, maybe in the BSc students, some file, some data file. So it's a very long path. Okay, so there is no file exist here, because I have to select here. You have to select here all files. Okay, all programs, all files. Just click on all files. You'll be find all the files will be there. Okay, so make sure that you will be say, sir, there is no file. So until you will be just select here files, it will not. It will show you all the files. Then which files you want here? You want CSV file. You just click this CSV file and open it. So now you can see here, if you just open this, automatically in this path you will be get that path. Okay, just Control C and paste in your paste in your directly what do you call path, in your path. But if you paste it, it will paste like single slash. It will paste like single slash. So you have to just use double slash, and you can go with double slash. Okay, which I think which I did here also. I will just remove this. Okay, so this is the actual way of getting your path, from where you can get access the path. Is that clear or no? I don't know whether you are clear. So just if you have any questions, you can ask first. So I've unmute to all. Let me see if we have any questions in chat box. Okay. Yes. Let me see the chat box if you have any questions. So I have unmute to all. If you have any questions, please let me know, because this is all technical part. This is all technical things. So you must know the technical things, because until unless you will not know the technical things, programming, coding, you know everything. But if you don't know how to import the file, then like you cannot do it anything. So let me see the question from the starting. Quiz 4 आपका बंद हो गया. Okay, I will see that later. When we are setting the working directly, we have to put double slice. Okay, whether it is back or forward. I think it will just work on that, because if you just put double this is a backslash, if you put reverse slash, it won't be work. Okay, the path will not execute, your command will not execute. Okay, but if you use a read xls file, then you can use left slash, then it will work. But if you use single slash, I don't think it will work. You just work it. I think it will not work. So even if you can try on this screen also. We can copy the path where we have saved the file. Correct. Yeah, but where you have saved the file, yeah, you can. Yeah, absolutely correct. But if your file saved on desktop, if your file is saved on desktop, then how do you copy such a file? You cannot. You cannot copy directly the file. Okay. Or one way is that you can just right click whether it is possible or not. I don't know. Because I'm giving the shortcut, but whether it will run or not, I don't know. You can go to property. You can go to property, and maybe is there is path option is there or not? Security details. See, there is only this much option is there. This much option, but you cannot copy this. See, this path is given to you here. If you just click on right click and go to details, it will show you this is path, but you cannot copy it. Okay, so for that purpose you have to go to here only. So कैसे करना है? आपको विंडोज पे जाना है. I hope I have shared the screen. I'll repeat once again the sharing the screen. Okay. Yeah. So you go to the Windows button, type run, or use Control R, directly go to run, and from here you can browse your path. जहाँ पे आपने वो path save किया है. Okay. तो अगर मैंने डेस्कटॉप पे सेव किया है, तो आप डेस्कटॉप पे क्लिक करो, आपका फाइल सिलेक्ट करो. तो फाइल का नाम क्या था? लोन था. तो लोन ऑटोमेटिकली आ जाएगा, और जस्ट ओपन करो. जैसे आप ओपन पे क्लिक करोगे, एज यू क्लिक ऑन ओपन बटन, जो पाथ आपको यहाँ पे मिलेगा वो पाथ आपको कंट्रोल सी करना है, और कंट्रोल भी वहां पे जाके आपको करना है. लेकिन ध्यान से देखो, तो यहाँ पे सिंगल स्लैश है. तो आई थिंक सिंगल स्लैश विल नॉट वर्क इन योर CSV, because it is read.csv. So if you want to go inside the particular file, then you have to use double slash. Check whether it will work or not. Okay, and then you just copy and paste it there. So this is the way you can get the path. Okay, so that is very important. technical things which you can always remember. Yeah, you have to use double slash only. Just execute for single. I think single will give the some error maybe, because I have run maybe the uh, few days back, it was showing me for error. We have to use double slash. Sir, control press and then right click after copy the path. Okay. नहीं सर इन क्वेश्चन नंबर 1 का कोड शो करना कॉपी एज अ पाथ. कंट्रोल प्रेस. क्वेश्चन नंबर 1 का okay. See, the simple way I told you that you can go to directly in run and you can just copy the path. I think that is the very fastest way of copying the path. Or you can go to my computer, like if we have like my PC, and then go to that particular path, then select that. But that is very long cut actually. That is very long cut. Go to your path, then select that particular file, and then click on loan XLS file. So if you see that loan, there is on top, there is some see, but again here, just give me some second. This is CSV. If you just click here, this button, you will find the location. Can you see this location? But in this location, you will be redirected directly the folder, not actually your file. Okay. So ये copy करने के बाद again you have to write loan underscore data dot CSV and then put double quote. Okay? So that is difficult again. That is difficult again. So that's why I told you better you can go to run and you can copy the path. I think that will be the very fast way of doing the things. Okay. Yeah, better to use double slash. I think that will be good for us. So once you just execute this, you will be directly come with here. That is your that is your code, and just use read.csv. So you just use read.csv and your entire path. This is your entire path where you have saved your file. So after that, write down here header is equal to true. Okay. So header, what it does, the first sometime what happened, your first you can call the first row. Sometime it is first row. Assume the variable name, right? So the heading which we are assuming, sometime it automatically take the observation. So better to use header is equal to true. So if you say header is equal to true, automatically the first row. Now in your Excel file, if you see that this is the first observation directly, but in some of the files, the credibility will be here. Credibility will be here. Okay. So in that scenario, we have to always go for header is equal to true. Or even if you not write this one, even if you not write, in this scenario, if you not write this one, still it will work, no problem. But remember, whenever it is your first observation is this one is a heading, like your credibility will be here and amount will be here and so on. In that scenario, you have to use that command header is equal to true, or by default it will take. So if you just execute this and then now you view this value, you can view this A. If you just click on view this A, see what it's showing. So this is the credibility. So these are the variables. These are the variables. You can scroll it, you'll be good, you'll be get so many files, so many observations are there. But actually this is just data. Okay, if you want to more about, just type names. This is the very important part. This is the very important names. A means you want to see how many data you have here. Okay, so these are the variables. These are the variables. Make sure that you are knowing these variables properly. Why I'm telling you, because if I'm going to use the variable purpose, right, because I have to make the simple bar diagram for purpose. So here this purpose is my variable. Okay, so अब वो purpose कैसा लिखा है, whether it is small p, whether it is capital P, so you can see from here. So क्या करना है आपको, आपको अपने मन से वेरिएबल नहीं लिखना है, p small लिखना है, capital लिखना है, अपने मन से नहीं लिखना है. Just copy from here, राइट क्लिक करना है या कंट्रोल सी करना है, कंट्रोल वी करना है, यहाँ से कॉपी करने का और यहाँ पे आके पेस्ट करना है. तो देयर विल बी नो लाइक एरर इन द वेरिएबल, यू कैन डायरेक्टली यू कैन राइट. सो यू कैन जस्ट कॉल लाइब्रेरी हियर. लाइब्रेरी आपको एक बार रन करना पड़ेगा एंड देन हियर टाइप फॉर सिंपल बार डायग्राम. so ggplot, this is your data file name. That means from this data we are taking the purpose variable. So axis is variable. Then what you have to draw? We have to draw bar plot, simple bar diagram, that means bar plot. You have to fill light blue color. Fill means inside the bar. Light blue color and color will be by default. So this is I'm given by default. Okay. So if you want, you can give. Otherwise, you leave it. No problem. Okay. If you can give, it's okay. If it is possible, you can give. It will like make to you more interactive the graph. Then you can give. If it is you just want to omit, you can omit. No problem. That is regarding how to filling. So if you remember, they have nothing mentioned. They have nothing mentioned what you have to do in simple bar diagram. So this is my by default I'm taking. By default I'm taking whichever code I have remembered. I'm taking, no problem. Then you have to give title. So ggplot purpose of loan. Then I'm giving x-axis. I'm giving y-axis. Okay, you can give x-axis, y-axis. Then you can give adjusting the title. Okay, this is the adjusting the title 0.5. So if you just execute this, whether it will just execute this, it will run or not. Let's see. See, if you zoom it, your graph will look like, but this is not look very nice. So I will just change the color. Let me take, this is something called let's say light blue was there. Let's take blue only. Okay. Anyways, now it looks a little bit nice. See, if you again zoom it, I'll share my zoom wala screen. So this is the plot actually look like. Okay. So this is by default. X-axis here down by default. Y-axis by default. Okay. So this is the few things filling the colors. You can see there is outline color. Outline color is we call color, and to fill color we can call inside the color. So these are few terminology which we have already discussed, and again I'm discussing it. Then we have here, what is that? This is regarding the simple bar plot. Then here we have multiple bar plot. So for multiple bar plot, you have to plot of purpose, right? You have to plot for the purpose of loan. But what you have to do here, you have to fill credibility. If you remember the questions, okay? If you remember the questions. So just look on the questions and you can just know that properly. If I just execute this, let me see. And it is saying multiple bar diagram. So have to fill the we have to adjust it in multiple way. Let me share that screen. After sharing the screen, you will find whether it is similar to your questions or not. Okay. See, what was my questions? You have to plot multiple bar diagram for purpose of loan and credibility via counting. So this is I'm counting. Okay. And in credibility we have good bad. It's like maximum minimum, right? Maximum minimum. So that you can see in the car we have maximum, we have bad this much and good this much, bad this much, good this much, and so on. So in television we have this much bad and this much is good. So you will not see the all variable properly, but you can go to that data file and you can know what are the variables are there in credibility. Then we have then it will not take much time for me. Oh, okay. Okay, so I'll stop here only. You can, if you have any questions, you can ask. Rest, I will do it in next session.